Hey everybody. So I just want to take a brief moment and talk to you about these energies. We have been getting hit with very different, unique energies than we have before. And as I feel into them, for me, what it's bringing in is more of the wisdom that can come with the knowledge. And that's very important. We have a lot of knowledge that is coming in, whether it's about our history, whether it's about ways to heal, whether it's about deep truths. But what's not always here is the wisdom. And so what they've been showing me is that this energy coming in is designed to help us access the deep, true wisdom so that knowledge can be applied practically, it can be applied ethically, and with the greatest compassion for all. And this can be, a great example of this is when we look at the fact that we know on one level we have created our life path. And we also may have created the experiences that are part of that life path, no matter how painful they are. But if you are talking to someone who is deep in their grief, their anger, their frustration, to explain that to them in those moments is actually mean. It's mean because they don't understand it. They're not at that space. Now, at the same time, what you may find is that even when you have that higher knowledge, there are aspects within you that still need to be loved and coddled and held and seen for what they are, which is the human. I talked recently about this intense death process we are in, and I've received quite a few emails from people and comments where people are like, yeah, but we don't actually die. None of this is permanent. All of that is very true. It's very true. But is it appropriate to say to someone when they are feeling deep into their fears? Because saying that to someone can squash the fears, and then it brings in shame. And so we've been doing this on this planet. We've been using spiritual truth really as a way to almost bully people to minimize what they're going through. And I'm sure each of you have experienced something like that, to where you've expressed how you're feeling and you've been hit with some type of spiritual knowledge that makes you then feel very small, or as if you're missing something, or as if you're not as enlightened as another. When the truth is, that's just knowledge not applied with wisdom. Because if there was wisdom, the person who is sharing the spiritual knowledge would understand that there are layers, and we talk to each of the layers differently. And that's how we heal, and that's how we move forward. So this energy is very much bringing up ways in which we are not embracing the wisdom of how to be with each other, how to be with ourselves. So you may be feeling all of this stuff coming up. And with that can be anger, frustration. There can be just this lack of joy, like this flat, dull feeling. Also, a lot of people are receiving intense psychic knowings. Things are just coming in, and that's wonderful. And so hopefully as those open up, and with the energy of wisdom coming in for us to adopt, it's coincided. But it's very interesting to me. About 3 weeks ago, they had me write down 3 times in my journal. They said, write this down and write it down 3 times. It's very, very important. And it was pay attention to those that are speaking about fear and lack versus those that are offering hope, joy, and a different perspective. And when I was like, okay, I get that. And now I'm seeing more than ever. We have a lot of people opening up to their psychic abilities, but their vibration is lower. And so they're tapping into timelines and realities that are rough. And then they're sharing that. And then from there, what does it create? It creates more lack, more fear, more helplessness. And none of that is the pure potential of the phase that we are in. Because we are in a phase of potential that we can move beyond a lot of these very difficult predictions. The question is, which do you believe? So pay attention to the ones that are spreading the fear and the lack, and make note and then avoid. Because what they're actually doing is helping to anchor you into a lower timeline. When in truth, every bit of the energy coming in is in a divine intervention. It is absolutely a divine intervention. And we can ride that energy into a different space, a different timeline, and open up beautifully. There does not need to be complete chaos and collapse for there to be a change. Not at all. As a matter of fact, a complete chaos and collapse, civil war, all of these things, all of those will shove us down into our lower chakras of fear and place in the world. So how can any of that be in the highest good? So pay attention to that. Now, another thing with this energy I want you to pay attention to is the fact that, wow, it just feels like everything is coming in at us. It's a lot of overwhelm. It's physical overwhelm. The adrenals may be pumping, so pay attention to that. But it's also, it's hard to focus. And mistakes are happening. And so these can be little things, technical errors. These can be big things like driving mistakes. So please be on the defensive at all times. When you are driving, when you are doing any type of arrangements. I had an issue with some hotels that if I hadn't have caught it, oh gosh, the cluster it would have created would have been absolutely horrible. So, but what's happening is people are so overwhelmed with this energy coming in that it's very easy to make mistakes. And so we're making mistakes, they're making mistakes. So this is the time to double check, okay? And make sure that you're really present when you're on the road. That was one big message that came in this morning, was be aware when you're on the road. There are many that are not. So it is very much driving defensively right now. So as we go forward with this energy, it's going to unfold. Because what this feels like to me is there's energy coming in from Sirius that is beautiful knowledge, and it's opening us and it's cracking us open. But this other energy coming in is providing the much needed wisdom. Because knowledge without maturity, knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. And it's harmful even when it doesn't mean to be. So this to me feels like a process of us growing up, us understanding things from a deeper level. And I think it's beautiful. But I will say, it is not an easy time. Everyone's tired. Everyone's worn out. And there's a lot of frustration. So please be easy on yourself. And take care.